god of fire, thunder, and justice, whose following spans from West Africa to the Americas. On this episode of Humble History, we'll dive deep into the beliefs and religion around Shango. Let's get into it right now. Shango is a deity who originated among the Yoruba in southwestern Nigeria. He is part of a group of deities called the Orishas, the intermediaries between humans and the supreme god. The universe, according to the Yoruba religion, is filled with Orishas, each possessing their own unique attributes and powers. Like many Orisha, Shango's attributes are partly a force of nature, partly of human ancestry. In his ancestral origin, Shango was the fourth king of the town of Oyo. In the oral histories, Shango was a powerful king, whose voice was as loud as thunder, and who spat fire as he spoke. One day, Shango was challenged by a subordinate chief for the throne. The chief demonstrated many feats and wonders, including those that overshadowed Shango's gifts. Because they were so impressed by the chief's abilities, the people of Oyo abandoned Shango and sided with the new chief, feeling lost and seeing himself as a failure by the loss of his people. Shango left Oyo in defeat, where he retreated to a small hut and hanged himself. However, his closest followers denied that he had committed suicide. Rather, they believed that Shango left to ascend to the heavens. They believed he was deified and took on the role of the Orisha. His first followers began to sacrifice to him and continued the ceremonies that they had given him when he was still a king, and passed this on for generations. Eventually, these beliefs and practices became incorporated into Oyo life and became an integral part in Oyo kingship. And as the kingdom's importance grew in the region, Shango's worship continued to grow as Oyo became influential over the Bini in southeastern Nigeria and the Fon people of Benin. And the belief in Shango continued even after the Oyo domination of these regions ended. Regarding his supernatural aspects, Shango was associated with thunder, lightning, and fire. It is believed that when he speaks, the thunder crackles, and that his voice is thunder itself. His ritual weapon is the Oshe, the double-headed axe. The Oshe is seen in many ceremonial sculptures depicting Shango. It symbolizes the traits of warfare and the importance of attacking his enemies to Shango. As an Orisha, he came to represent the wrath of God, punishing evil with stern justice. For this reason, Shango is called by the title Oba Jacket, the king who hurls stones. Or rather, it's believed that he hurls lightning bolts at evildoers. Despite his violent nature, Shango is one of the most revered Orishas. He is seen as the means of which the supreme god administers justice, and his followers believe that Shango is against all those who lie, steal, and otherwise corrupt society. In his earthly life, Shango had a special type of drum called the bata drum. The bata drum would be played for him, and it was said that he used it to summon storms. Today, priests play the bata drum to honor Shango. In the 18th and 19th century, thousands of people from Yoruba, Bini, and Fon were kidnapped and taken to the Americas by the Atlantic slave trade. Many of them continued to worship their deities, including Shango. Some of their descendants follow their faith to this day. Today, we see Shango in Haitian Voodoo, in Cuban Santeria, and in Candomblé of Brazil. In the month of August, Shango has his largest festival, the center of this being the town of Koso in southwestern Nigeria, where thousands of people gather from the country as well as from the world to honor their deity. This has been registered as a UNESCO World Heritage, and the Shango Festival appears in 40 countries today. I've been your host, Adam Salu, and if you want more content on African history and African mythology, subscribe to the channel to get free content every week. And I'll see you on the next episode of Humble History.